This is San Francisco's Mission District, home to a large Latin American community. Bobby Castillo has returned to this community after serving 9 years in the penitentiary. Bobby's quest for cultural identity led him to study pre-Columbian history and religion while in prison. He now works with street kids from the mission who are headed for trouble, trying to help them to change their direction by sharing his experience with them.
What's fortunate now is I'm glad that I did learn to fight. I'm glad that everything that I learned in prison, that it came to me. I think I'm very fortunate, but I learned to work with that instead of fighting and just giving up hope, really suppressing all my anger with drugs, suppressing it with alcohol. Now I'm out here fighting. I'll fight. I believe what I'm doing is right. I believe that, what I've learned for myself, I have to give back to others so they can be helped as I've been helped. Now these youngsters, which are our next generation, they have to understand that they hold the key. They have to become doctors. They have to become lawyers. They have to become the educators. They cannot give up. They cannot belong to the culture which I grew up in, which they're assimilating. Really not the low ride. I'm talking about the vato loco, or just not caring, the tecatos, getting involved with drugs, getting involved, with the alcohol, and just completely dropping out. They have to take part. When you look at all of our kids, man, just standing on the streets with no recreation, with nothing to do, you see their involvement in drugs, it's like a big flashback. And, just hanging out in the streets and not going to school and being involved with drugs, there's only two things that really happen, man. That's either prison or you get killed. And I think that we have too many good things for our young children besides prisons and besides, being killed. That energy has to be turned into positive ways. Their energies are going into negative ways, into the streets, into, youth gangs, into, really things that they have to be shown as just a nowhere life for them. And right now you think, you guys want to be like us, the veteranos and stuff, because you guys got a long ways to go. And that ain't about nothing. I'm talking about you especially, Mike. Because a lot of people right now think that they're tough, they can handle things, and I'm sure most of you can handle things, that you can survive inside of a penitentiary. But surviving inside of a penitentiary isn't the most important thing in life. Surviving out here is very difficult. Growing out here, surviving out here, to me, that's what manhood is all about. I was a bank robber is the reason why I went to the federal penitentiaries. And you may think that is something, but that ain't nothing. It was really stupid, man. Every one of my crimes was really stupid. When I was in the pen, I had 8 balloons stuck in my stomach because I was dealing heroin. I was playing the game. If I was a hardcore dude and I was, a chaos on the streets, well, I better be a chaos in the pen too, because I thought I was about something. So I had my connections, everybody on the outside. I had an old lady to come and bring me the dope. One day, man, 8 balloons. After like 8 days, these 8 balloons had been stuck, and one day, man, I just kept looking at everybody coming to my cell, and I feel that I'm going to die. And these people don't care if I'm going to die. All they want to know is they can get some of that dope. And I kept looking at them. I start hating them. Man, I said, well, you know what, you worthless people, you ain't about nothing. So that homeboy mentality start thinking, I was thinking, hey, this ain't about nothing, man. These people do not care about me. You know what I mean? If anyone's going to care about me, I am the only one that's going to care about me. And all the lames, man, in my life, all the people, I'm talking about the tapaos, man, they're still writing me. They're the ones that only care. And the ones I never even wrote back, man, I didn't care about them. I didn't want to hear all that. Bobby, you ought to straighten up and you ought to do this, you can do this and you can do that. Didn't want to hear about it. Because I had my role to do. But I still kept hating all them faces that was coming to my window, disrespecting me only because they wanted some dope. When I got them out, man, I had responsibilities to pay back the connection. I gave them to my partner. I told him, you know what, take the balloons, bag it up. I'm going to tell the old lady when she comes that it ain't going to happen no more. I told her, I don't love you. I said, I love you to a point, man. I like you as a person. I love your daughter, but I've been using you. I don't want you to come and visit me no more. You give the money to the connection, and that's it. I have not used drugs since that day. I've never put another needle in my arm. That's why I was robbing banks, because I was sticking that needle in my arm. From that point on, I said, you know what, I got to do something different, man. I've done everything wrong, never went to high school, so I started studying. I started reading some books. I started going to school. I started taking all the classes that I thought that was going to be important in my life. Sociology, psychology, philosophy, criminal justice, California criminal justice, everything, man, that I thought that was important to me in history. And I love history, especially pre-Columbian history.
Bobby's interest in pre-Columbian history sustained him through 4 years in solitary confinement in Marion Federal Prison. There, he began reading the first written records of Mexican history.
I was getting good, 8, 9, 10, 15-hour studies sometimes. Sometimes I was so amazed at what I was learning, I didn't even want to sleep. So I have to say, man, I started reevaluating my whole thinking in life, man. I cannot act like that. I cannot be somebody, man, that's going to act like the barbarous invaders that came into this country. Raza was a proud people, and Raza still is very proud. We just don't know right now who we are, and we have to be taught who we are. Inside prison, man, even though I was trying and trying and trying, man, to gain my studies, to work towards a degree and to be able to come on the outside and to be successful, it was still hard, man, because doing something like that is very difficult in a penitentiary, especially if you've been doing wrong all your life. I think that that history, to know what my culture is the thing that really helped me the most. And I believe that the humanities in studying culture, especially in the penitentiaries, especially in the school, man. I hate for it to happen in the penitentiaries where we can deal with it out here. You know, when you start identifying who you are and identifying what your culture is, I think that you learn a whole lot, man. You can do a whole lot of things, with your life. Hey, you want to try to talk? A, E, I, O, O. I know that I was considered somebody that my life could never change. I was a hardcore career criminal, and that I should be locked up forever.
Bobby Castillo has changed his life, and he wants to change the lives of young people headed toward prison. For those already there, he urges a policy of investing in their minds.
The people in prison, it's really remarkable in how open they are to education. We have to start opening the doors to, to their artistic talents. We have to start opening doors to the mentality of the people on the outside, that there are human beings that could be beneficial to society. We don't have to continue to punish them. I think that if you continue to punish somebody, you continue to spank a kid, he's going to rebel against you. If you continue to treat people, prisoners, in an inhumane way, they're going to still continue doing something wrong. They're going to keep rejecting the system out here. They're never going to work within the system. Everybody has to eat, everybody has to have shelter, and everybody has to have education. Without education, we can never plan for any betterment of our society. And you understand what all that is about too, huh? Because you look at me with understanding, smiling about it, huh? You just keep smiling. You just keep smiling. Sometimes I think that you really know, man, that you were a gift. Those are his love sounds. Some days I just get in the crib and I just hug him, put my cheek to his, and he'll make them real loud. That's when you tell me you love me, huh? That's how you tell me.
I could share all the love that's in my heart. Remove all the bars that keep us apart. I wish you could know what it means to be me. Then you'd see and agree that every man should be free. I wish I could give like a bird in the sky. How sweet it would be if I found I could fly. I'd soar to the sun and look down at the sea. Then I'd sing, 'cause I know, yeah. And I'd sing, 'cause I know, yeah. Then I'd sing, 'cause I